You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
I may have just turned myself down there, Tyler. I don't know. You might want to check the Roadcaster. No, we are live in, well, not live. We are in Las Vegas in our room at the Excalibur. Baggedmilk, Tyler. We've got the boys back at home. Liam, Rick, Dan, Jay's getting beers. We're going to kick off our Friday episode of Oilersnation Radio. But first, we got to give a shout out to our friends at Oodle Noodle, 18 locations and counting. The Edmonton locations have stickers for you. If you pop on in, grab yourself some spring rolls, grab yourself some green onion cakes, grab yourself some free stickers. We have got plenty to talk about on this week's podcast. The Oilers obviously dropped game one against Vegas. It was an ugly one, but still only really a 1-goal game. But we're going to get to it. Tyler, kick us off with a delicious debate.
Well, I was going to do a delicious debate that looks ahead to game two a little bit, but I suppose a little game one recap isn't bad. So I'm going to adjust on the fly. Delicious debate. Did game one change your opinion of this series at all, or of the Golden Knights?
Who wants to start, boys? Kick us off.
No.
What do you got, Liam?
Did it change my opinion on the Golden Knights? Not really. It's hard to say because I think the Oilers just played so poorly that I don't really know how good the Golden Knights are, I guess is a good way to put it, against what the Oilers are capable of. So I'll say no. I guess I expected it to be them to be good, but I still think the Oilers can win the series in 5 games if they get their act together.
Rick or Dan?
You know what it did show me? Sorry, Rick, I know you're the super positive guy, but what it did show me is that this Oilers team continues to have this game one kind of lull. And I feel like fans, we were all kind of prepared for, the possibility of a game one issue. And we saw it. And so I felt that at the watch party. Like it didn't feel like we were out of it ever, but it certainly didn't feel like a dominating performance like you expect from this team.
Yeah, we know this team can play a lot better. You kind of go into a series being 6 in a row or 7 in a row or whatever that is, where you haven't won the first game. So it doesn't really affect you too much when you look at it that way. But no, I think Vegas played a really strong game, and I don't think we played our best game at all. I think if we come out there and do our thing, I honestly don't believe there's a lot Vegas can do. We had a couple of mistakes that ended up in our net. We didn't play very well, and we let absolute incredible performance get wasted by Leon, right? Like, it's the whole team's going to be different. We're not going to be playing in 10 forwards. Hopefully, we'll get rid of that one injury. That's a big thing. This team's got a lot more in them, and like Leon said there at the end of the game where we were down 3-0, this team never gives up. They were in it the whole way last game. Could have won it. It reminds me a little bit of the Calgary series last year, where, we were down, we're tied, it almost whatever, back and forth, just couldn't get there. And then you saw what they did in the rest of that series. So I'll have a different thought process if we kind of do the same thing tomorrow night as we did on Wednesday. But I anticipate that you'll see a much different version of the Edmonton Oilers come Saturday.
Jay, your opinion on the series change?
I come out of that game one with feeling confidence, which is weird because we played so bad. But it's because we played so bad and the Golden Knights actually played good and we stayed in that game that we shouldn't feel concerned, but we should not feel complacent.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm confident going into game two. I'm confident about the series as a fan. I'm not stressed out. I'm not, developing any tummy ulcers right now. But because
no more than the regular ones
yet. So we just come and be the Edmonton Oilers. Then this is just a cakewalk. So for me, the game one is giving me confidence for game two.
For me, it's kind of like you look at game one, you look at the mistakes the Oilers made, you look at the goals that went in, and they can clean that stuff up. Yeah. That the first game, it's kind of a feeling out process. But where I feel confident a little bit is where the third period, when the Oilers really cranked it up, really started to simplify, really started to play their game, they took over the pace, they took over the play. And if we get that, this is going to be a walk. But the Oilers have to give us that level of effort. They have to give us that level of urgency and execution. Tyler?
Say less. Yeah, like I just look at that and I go, man, how many goals were preventable in that hockey game? How many goals wouldn't have gone in if the Oilers just played a better, simple defensive game. Like, there was a lot of it. And we've seen, again, last year against LA, last year against Calgary, this year against LA. Like, the Oilers lose game one, and they always seem to bounce back just perfectly fine. I think part of that is the coach they have. I think Jay Woodcroft's excellent at kind of taking in the first game of a matchup and going, okay, here's how we need to adjust in game two, and having the guys execute on that. So I think the Oilers are fine. I said they have the ability to make this a quick series, and I still stand by that because, again, they have the ability to do it, right? Like, if they play well, if they're at their B+ level, they're no match. The Golden Knights are no match.
So what kind of adjustments? What's it like if around the horn, what's a quick adjustment you want to see heading into game two, Tyler?
I want to see a bit of a change in the lineup. I want to see a guy like Dylan Holloway get in because I think Vegas is attacking with speed and playing a very quick style. And I think Dylan Holloway can help you out in the bottom six with that speed and with his quick style of play. So I would have Dylan Holloway in, and I would give Philip Broberg more minutes because I think he moves the puck and his feet really well. And that's something you need to get through this matchup.
Dan, give me a quick adjustment for game two.
You got to find a way to support a guy like Vinny Desharnais more. I'm not just singling out him, but I think that the team just needs to support themselves more. And I don't know if that's necessarily a lineup adjustment or if it's just a conversation as a team, but leaving guys out like Vinny Desharnais to dry is killing me.
Rick, what you got?
Well, I'd like to see a little more urgency out of the team as a whole. But if you're talking lineup, I mean, obviously Jan marks out, right? So you're going to have only, a couple moves you can make. And I kind of like the putting in Holloway. As long as we're covered at the dot, I like the putting in Holloway. And, I've got the 73 jersey in the other room over here, and I'm keeping 7 defensemen in. I just don't think Broberg can eat all those minutes by himself. I'm just going to go with a little more 5-on-5 for Broberg and a little more 4-on-5 for Vin. And that's kind of on the coaches to figure out that mess there.
Liam, give me a quick adjustment for game two.
My quick adjustment would probably be separate McDavid and Draisaitl to try and create more offense throughout the lineup. I think the top six is a little bit invisible at sometimes when those two aren't on the ice. So try and spread out a little bit more.
We have
room service
on the Oilers, man.
Sorry, guys. The room cleaner came in. I had us muted while you explained that, BM.
Oh, I was going to invite her on the podcast. How dare you? I was trying to work a deal here.
She may have a take here.
What if she knows something we don't?
Arguably, she does, and we just missed that opportunity.
She's probably seen some things.
Yeah, you have a valid insider right there. She could have told us something here.
Yeah.
Who got cut off there? We were doing some adjustments for game two.
I said split up Draisaitl and McDavid, and I thought Tyler was questioning my idea because he pulled a funny face. But now I'm understanding that's because there was a lady at the door and he gets frightened.
I would question that idea a little bit, though, if you want me to. And, Liam, we had this debate on ONE, but it's like,
no.
If you play McDavid and Draisaitl together, okay, they're great. And they will outscore the opposition every single game. But then what's your second line like? Because they have a lot of bodies right now. Yamo, Nuge, Hyman, Kane, that are not giving you a lick of consistency in the top 9, top 6, whatever you want to call it. If you keep McDavid and Draisaitl together, I'm worried you're just rolling out some lines that are just going to float and, like, at best be a neutral.
But do you sacrifice that then and just say we need the help with those guys? Or do you look at those guys and go, hey, listen, you guys need to start producing offensively right now. You've got a 100-point guy here. You got a 90-plus point guy there. You guys need to figure out this secondary lineup because they're doing their thing, and it's on you guys to bring up that secondary scoring. Or lead.
Don't you think though, Tyler, like splitting up Connor and Leon and having somebody who's maybe needs a little bit of luck with those guys that are playing hot? Don't you think that's beneficial?
But so that plays right into my point of no matter what you do, play them together, play them separate. You need Nuge, Hyman, and Kane to be better.
But
otherwise it's just a non-conversation.
But what's the better chance of getting the guys that are struggling to get going? Having Nuge playing with Bukestad or playing with Draisaitl?
Like, I know Gregor floated out the idea of you throw all the 3 struggling guys on one line. You go Nuge, Hyman, and Kane together, and you say, figure it out. Kind of what you just said, right, Rick? Like, throw them out there and say, hey, look at what the other 2 are doing. When you guys are on the bench, you pick up the slack a little bit. I don't know. I think they've kind of tried everything now with those guys, right? Like Nuge has been with Connor for a little bit in these playoffs. Nuge has been away from him and nothing's going. Evander Kane will have a game where he looks great and like he did last year in the playoffs, and then he'll have a game where he can't make a 6-foot pass, right?
Jay?
Well, you guys have been talking about lineup adjustments. I'm going to talk about play adjustments because you guys have ticked all the boxes of what we can do for lineup adjustments. How about we decide to start making and completing passes in game 2?
That'd be nice.
That'd be a nice adjustment.
To the boys back at the studio, your thoughts on that idea?
I'm in.
The jury is still out. I don't know.
Complete passes. It sounds like analytics. What about analytics to me?
What about 95% passes, Jay?
Well, they were about 15% in game 1. So yeah, moving the needle. 80. I think 80.
They need to execute better. That's for sure.
Like, boys, that had to be frustrating for you guys watching back at Greta when you're just looking at an Oilers team who, when they're at their best, they move the puck with the best in the league, and then they couldn't connect on 6 to 10-foot passes to save their lives.
But we're always in the game, and we're almost always right there, and then we tied it up, and like, here we go. We're finally there. We're going to get over the hump, and then wham. This is Calgary game 1 all over again.
50% on our pass completion that game. What the outcome would have been. Like, we just kept giving it back.
It was a comedy of self-inflicted wounds, just all the way top to bottom. Continue to be, but and then we keep kind of harping on it. But it's you play 20 minutes of a game and you were 1 goal away from overtime.
Yeah,
that's where I'm positive though, Dan, because the Oilers played like dog shit and they were still right there in the end. Boys, you know me, I love to throw my hat after a hat trick, and the most frustrating thing for me was another terrible hat toss for me.
Come on. You've been to a lot too. You're running out of excuses here.
No, he's just bad. He's established as a bad hat tosser.
See, if you expect the Oilers to make good passes, we're going to need a good hat toss out of you.
Yeah, he threw his hat like the Oilers were passing.
100% did. To make matters worse, I got to enjoy it for like 15 seconds max.
Yeah,
I think we need to take Baggedmilk to an arena in the off season and do like a training montage, get him, ready to go for next year.
Well, if we just have like a little dinghy out in the river, he can start flinging on. I have a lot of extra hats at home. I'll sacrifice a couple for the execution here.
This is good.
Directionally challenged.
This is good.
But you know what? Damn it, the effort is there.
Oh, the passion is there.
It's almost like a muscle memory. As soon as the puck goes in, off the hat comes and away it goes. Wherever it flies, that's up in the hockey.
Were there a lot of hats?
No, just a few. Well, I think only one made it to the ice.
What was the building like? I figured like the amount of people I know that were going down to Vegas, I was like, man, it's gonna be close to 50-50. When we were there in January, it was damn close. Like I feel it was gonna be really close.
So we're down here in Vegas, Tyler, Jay, and I, courtesy of AMA Travel. They made our life simple, especially with the schedule change. So we're very, very grateful for AMA Travel for getting us down here. To answer the question, Rick, there was a lot of Oilers fans, but it wasn't 50-50. I'd say, what would you guys say?
Less than January?
Oh, yeah. 10 to 20% probably is accurate.
Because the Golden Knights during the playoffs also make it a little bit more difficult, I think. Unless you're
we saw Florida doing that. I didn't know Vegas was going to do that too.
Well, and we're also talking about a weekday game in Vegas. I think a Friday, Saturday game is probably your better bet.
Now, like if there was a game tonight, I bet you the building would have had a lot of Oilers fans.
Yeah.
Now that it's been moved to tomorrow, we've talked to enough people now who are like, I have to fly home. I got to get rid of my tickets.
Yeah.
Brilliant move for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, it's frustrating for a lot of Oilers fans. We do like before, so outside of T-Mobile Arena, the Golden Knights have kind of like a pregame thing going on. There's a DJ, there's some food trucks, place to get some drinks. It's that kind of thing you expected from Vegas. We talked to, I don't know how many we talked to where people had to fly home because that's what happened. They couldn't change their flights, had to get rid of their tickets, or B, they still didn't know when they were getting home.
Yeah. There's one guy that's probably going to be down here from like Wednesday to Tuesday.
Wow.
Cool. We met someone at the airport who is contemplating driving to Phoenix to fly home out of Phoenix. Like it's a whole mess. So to your point, Dan, it's a real clusterfuck having that game move from the Friday to Saturday.
Wednesday to Tuesday. That's a shift.
He has to fly, to Nashville, then to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Well,
Nashville, Winnipeg home.
Whoa. He's from Edmonton and he has to fly from Vegas to Nashville to Winnipeg. Winnipeg to Edmonton.
How's he
Yeah.
flying to
And
Winnipeg?
he can't even land in
Well, that's what he
Winnipeg.
said. He's like, and he even made the comment. He's like, which is so weird because Winnipeg doesn't have an airport.
Yeah,
Oh, they
so
didn't tell him. They didn't tell him about the bus ride in the middle of that thing.
Yeah.
Then that's terrible for this guy.
Well, he's got a prop plane. He's landing at the old Pearson farm. They call that an airport in Winnipeg. It doesn't count to me. but
I
whatever they want to
get
do,
that. I get that.
I think the bigger issue that I have is not so much the moving around of the schedule, but it's the fact that the NHL playoffs have one game tonight and now one game tomorrow, and it's our game.
Well, it's so
Like-
dumb. Like again, Friday, Saturday. Why are you?
What
not
are they
voting
doing?
2 nights up.
What are they doing? Do they
Shania
even
Twain?
care?
It's stupid.
The
Dan,
league
I'm with
shuts
you.
down when Shania Twain has concerts, Dan. We know this.
Give way to Shania.
For our friends at Boston Pizza, powered by Fanalytics, let's dive into some numbers from game one here, boys. I see some areas of improvement for the Oilers. I see some areas of success for the Oilers, and I want to dive into some of these numbers with you guys. 2 for 3 on the power play. You know the Oilers are going to capitalize on their chances when they get the man advantage. What do you guys think about the way the power play was moving around in game one?
I wasn't too worried about the power play. I know, like, listen, we know what it's going to do. It's had the same percentage for 2 seasons in a row. We get what's going to happen. We need to do what we do on the power play. We need to eliminate them from scoring 5-on-4 goals, and we need to win the 5-on-5 battle. You do that, the series is over.
Rick mentioned the penalty kill. So, boys, let's just look at the special teams as a whole when we're talking Fanalytics. 2 for 3 on the power play, but 2 for 4, 2 goals allowed on the PK. Tyler, what we got to do on the PK?
Get the puck out when you have a chance. This has been every time the Oilers PK struggle this year. I always notice the same things, and it's guys who get the puck, and their first thought is not get it out, get it out, get it out. It's, ooh, do I have a chance to go up ice? Ooh, can I go on a rush? Can I make a pass? And it's just like that. You're not out there to score. I know we love shorthanded goals. I know they can be big momentum turners, but if you go out there trying to hawk and search for a shorty, the puck's ending up in your net more often than not. And to me,
Around the glass and out. Around a glass and out.
and not into the other team's bench. Around the glass and out.
Right, yeah. As long as you hit off the glass, if it goes out, it goes out. Whatever. You get the line change, you get the face off, all good. But I remember there was one where Kane caught the puck behind the goal line, and it was more than half the ice to fire it around. And instead of doing that, he tried to go backwards. And I don't remember exactly how the play ended, but I know we lost the puck. Off the glass, out, whatever. Keep it simple.
Liam, what's your take on the special teams?
The power play is obviously dynamite. There's not a lot to say. I guess they said on the broadcast like how Vegas kind of adjusted to it a little bit more, and they still couldn't stop the Oilers from scoring goals on the power play. Even like the way they did it, right, was because that Draisaitl's third goal, I think, was the power play goal, wasn't it? Where they kind of screened and they typed it into the empty net, right? So they're threatening in multiple ways, so it's just kind of deadly. And like Tyler and I said today on Oilers Nation Every Day, like imagine if Nugent Hopkins was playing and scoring points too. Well, he is playing, he's just not scoring. That would be great. But yeah, the special teams, as for the penalty kill, like 2 for 4 seems harsh, as one of them was the empty net Jack Eichel goal. So it was like 1 for 4, I guess, really. But overall, like I agree, like half the time when the penalty kill is struggling, it's because they overcomplicate things, and hockey's not a crazy complicated game, really. Like in a lot of aspects, like especially on the penalty kill, just hit it as hard as you can down the ice and away from danger. Like I could do that half the time.
Hold on, wait. I'm writing that down on my hand here. Sorry, what was that again?
Yes, hard and out, people.
Right.
Listen up,
Hey.
Oilers penalty kill.
They didn't show a replay of this at the game, so I'm interested for your guys' take on it. The penalty call on Stu at the end there for the too many men, was that justified?
There was like 7 guys.
Yeah,
on the
it
ice.
was.
Was there?
It was frustrating.
That is just a bad look for the Oilers on the whole. And I think that this team, we talked about it before this series, I think that the team tried a little bit too much to get the Golden Knights after the whistles, and you have to play between the whistles against these Golden Knights. There was literally a play where the camera caught, I think it was Haig was beaking with Nurse, and then they separated, and then you see Petrolangelo, I believe it was, came over and said no to Haig, and the smile came off Haig's face right away. Like, it's, oh shit, I forgot we've got to just play between the whistles. And that's what the Vegas Golden Knights are. And so I love seeing them throw the body, but you've got to be disciplined away from the puck and off the whistles.
Jay, what do you think about the special teams?
So this is going to be a weird take because it's not going to make any sense. Okay, but that's very on brand for me.
This is my brand.
Fourth beer of the day. How would we expect?
2 for 3 on the power play.
Correct, Jay.
Yaremchuk math really quick. That's 66.67%.
Repeating.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, optically, the power play was an absolute disaster.
It needed to be visually better.
It was visually horrific because they were so disorganized. Vegas probably, like, maybe they had to get used to the Vegas adjustments, but once again, we weren't passing very well and we were making simple mistakes and barely playing in their zone. But that 1 5-second window, we did the right thing and like boom, 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 went in. So like the result was there, but like we weren't in control on the power play. Like we never had control of it.
So you know what Vegas is probably sitting there thinking right now, oh my God, we do so good on the PK. We have them so disorganized, and then boom, 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 it's in the back of our
And that's
net.
what's like so good. But like that did not look like the normal Oilers power play where we're just like dominating in their zone.
They plugged up the middle of like their box very well to where normally we can get through that, whether it be Connor like stepping around somebody and sneaking in there. Connor couldn't get in there. The passes weren't going through there. They clogged up that box really well.
But this is when Nude should shine, because if they can't,
that's just it. But even him, he hasn't been able to do much, and usually he'll shoot from the outside of that box. I think we need more Nude shots and Boosh shots.
Nude is surgical. Well, Boosh will, like, if they're clogging the middle, it's tough for Boosh to get it through, and and he's got to go through more guys than Nude. Like this is Nude's chance. Go fake the pass to Boosh, open up a little bit of a lane. Sure, he's got to shoot through a body, but
short side blocker,
sniper. Exactly. So this in that in that format that they're doing, this could be an opportunity for Nuge to start showing up.
Agreed.
The obvious fanalytic that I want to talk about is Rick. You brought it up off the top of the show. Leon Draisaitl, 4 goals wasted. Unfortunately, the guy has just cranked up his game to another level. What do you guys make of Leon's game 1?
It's very Leon-esque. I mean, it's like when Connor does these things. We've been blessed with this for so long. You laugh, you cheer, but was anybody looking at everyone going else like, I can't believe this is happening? Oh my God, this is so surprising. Like you're like, no, this is Leon.
It was, and I mean,
nice to meet you.
We're what, one night removed from Joel Pavelski doing the exact same thing, and there was a huge amount of fanfare. And I know it played
felt
into
a little
it too,
bit different. Like maybe it took a little sting of the loss off because people couldn't like sit there and like, haha, you guys fucked up. They did the night before. But when you look at Leon, that's just Leon.
Yeah, it wasn't like an out of the norm kind of performance.
I think the crazy part about his 4-goal performance was how all 4 goals were completely different. Yeah, because he had the slap shot on the power play, right?
The Connor goal.
The one where he banked it off Brossois' head. He had the one-timer from like almost the blue line on his knee.
Yeah, just short side block or long far side blocker.
The other one was where he dragged it out in front and tapped into the end tonight. He's just so dynamic and he's such a threat from literally anywhere. It's amazing. And yeah, maybe we are a little bit used to what he's doing, but what's that now? 4 games in a row he has a goal, and that is 8 goals in 4 games.
He's 2 goals off last year's playoff leader, like,
which was Evander Kane.
Yeah. This is incredible what's happening right now.
Dan, what do you think
sorry,
just Leon
performance?
Oh yeah, well, yes, I mean, I said it. Yeah, like the playoffs for Leon it feels like he's walking into the Nashville stadium every time. It's a different level from the guy, and he just goes out and does it casually.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's an extra effort or anything like that. It's amazing to watch. And it's somehow, not fair, because here we are talking about Leon Draisaitl and we've still got Connor McDavid to look forward to and marvel at.
Imagine if one of the players showed up for the Oilers the other night. Like one of the guys showed up on the score sheet and was like, I'm going to score a goal tonight as well.
Amazing.
Like,
it would have been a tie game.
Him. But they didn't, and here we are.
That was where I got frustrated, is that it can't just be Leon and Connor all the time. Yeah. In LA, there were games where, you would get a goal from Derek Ryan. But did we get any indication of why Derek Ryan didn't play?
He was sick.
Does he bounce back? Do we know how he's feeling?
He was skating yesterday.
Good. But that was the frustrating thing to me, because in the series against LA, you would get a timely goal. Like, obviously, the series winner from Yamamoto. You got a goal from Derek Ryan in game 2. Klim Kostin picked up 3. Nuge has been invisible. We need some extra scoring here. And I think once the tap opens, we're going to be all right here, but we cannot be leaning on those two as much as they have been.
You know what? I don't think we have either. I think the playoffs have been relatively spread out pretty well. Obviously, they do their thing, but you look at the last couple of games, there was a point where like 17 guys had a point or a shot or something like that. It's ridiculous. Like, this team's been very good. This is our first regulation loss since like March 11th or something like that.
Yep.
It sucks it had to happen, how it happened, and when it happened, but I don't know how anybody can be overly bummed about going to the next game and being overly worried. If the Oilers come out and do what they've been doing for the last 3 months, we'll be okay.
I'm not worried. I just want to see more consistency from the top guys. Like, I can deal with like a Bukestad scoring every 4 or 5 games, whatever, and a Clem and a Yamo, but like,
you need the Canes.
I need Hyman, Kame, and
Nudes.
Nudes to be there a little bit more often than not.
Yeah,
And
it's the
showing
wingers
up in game ones.
And showing up in game ones would be nice.
Yeah, that would be big.
Let's talk about what everybody's talking about on Twitter. His name was trending yesterday.
Oh, no.
Rick, I'm going to start with you because he's your boy. I know you got that 73 jersey. What do you make of the game Vinny had? To me, he's struggling a little bit. The game seems quick. I just think that he's in his own head too much. He's not playing the simple way that he was when he first came up.
If it wasn't for that one goal, I don't think everybody would be saying exactly the same thing. Like, he has not looked great. You don't want to really notice him in a game, right? That's just one of the guys where unless he's out there like banging bodies, like you don't want to notice what he's doing with the puck. That one play though, man, like he could not go. He took it behind the net. He had no other choice. He couldn't go along the glass because there's a forward right there. He had a forward right. He had a pass. It obviously wasn't the right move. It went off the skate, which is a little bit of bad luck. He didn't actually have a lot of options at that point. I think you could have just flipped the puck really high and got it out. But yeah, I think this is on the coaches. They said earlier before at the end of the deadline that the Oilers could have made another move, but they felt like they had that player here already. That's obviously 73. Mm-hmm. It's going to be up to Manson to limit the ice time. And if this is a faster team, a more puck moving team that we're playing against, then those are obviously going to be Broberg minutes right now. And I think it's up to the coaching staff to find a time to put the proper player out there. I don't think Broberg's ready to take all the minutes, so I don't think you can go 12-6, but I'm not really willing to give up on the kid yet either.
Dan, what's your take on Vinny?
Well, so, I mean, I've been on the kid's case since game 2 of the Kings series, in the sense that I thought he should have been given a night off during the Kings series. I don't think that's an option anymore. I'm with Rick in the sense that early on in that game, the Oilers need to be supporting the Oilers more than they were, and they were just leaving Vinny Desharnais or insert any other defenseman's name here out to the Wolves and have that kind of an opportunity happen. The Golden Knights forecheck in the first period was unreal. And the Oilers just need to do a better job of supporting each other there. Now, on Desharnais, he needs to stop. To me, he's the microcosm of the Oilers. When he gets frustrated with something, he's reacting poorly afterwards. And it's a combination of issues that are happening, and it just can't continue. He can't be throwing cross checks and hitting guys after the whistle if he's not performing in the game as well. It's just going to draw the ire of the team, of the fans, and of the referees. So I think Desharnais is going to figure it out. I think the team just needs to do a better job of supporting a guy like him when he's clearly struggling.
Liam?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's a lot more to add on top of it. Like, obviously, I think the biggest thing with Vinny is like when he makes a mistake, unfortunately, it ends up in the net. It just puts the camera on him a little bit more. But at the same time, like, he is a 6'7" defenseman, and I don't think it should be a difficult decision if the others need to take him out of the lineup. Like, shouldn't be that big of a deal for it all. But also, I think a big thing depends on if like Yaremchuk is available next game, if you can bring him in, and also the availability of Derek Ryan too. But I don't think it would be a bad thing for him to sit up there as well. And if the Oilers ran a Philip Broberg in a 6-man unit and played him 12 minutes a night, it wouldn't be horrendous. But I think a big thing with Vinny is it's like, where do you like start him, right? Like, if you start him in a defensive zone, it seems like errors are being occurring there. The neutral zone, like right off the face-off, it kind of worked out that way too. And then he doesn't have the offensive skill set as well. So it's kind of just an awkward player, I suppose, in that sense of things. But I think having one night off wouldn't kill him. I don't think it's the end of the world that he's kind of playing this bad, but you need to find a way. He needs to find a way to get back into the rhythm of things.
You're confident putting Broberg out there for like 12, 13 minutes, whatever it is?
Yeah, I would be. I think it would only be maybe like 2 more shifts for him. And he seems to have a bit more confidence with the puck, which I think is the biggest difference between him and Vinny.
I just saw, like, even in the last game, obviously he doesn't have the same physical game. And there were times where they were coming around the corner, around the boards there, and he was unable to stop them, whereas they are able to usually. That's why I kind of want to keep running the 7 and leave it up to the coaches to figure out when and where they should be out there.
The difficulty about Vinny and Broberg is they're almost the complete opposite of each other.
Yeah,
so
and
you're losing one, you're losing the benefits of that, or the other way around, right? So it is maybe 12 and 6, 11 and 7 is the right way. I don't know, but Vinny minutes need to come down and needs to be put in better positions.
Tyler?
Yeah, he can't play game 2. I don't know. You guys are being nicer about it, but he was on the ice for 8.5 minutes last game, and they scored 3 times, and he was a center focus on most of those goals. He can't play game 2. We're not here to like make guys feel good or whatever. Like, win hockey games. And Vinny Desharnais doesn't help you win game 2. He'll come back in the lineup later in the series, but I just think the Golden Knights move too fast. He doesn't have the puck skills to deal with their more aggressive forecheck. He had more time against LA. You don't have time against the Vegas Golden Knights. So I don't want to see him in the lineup in game 2. Maybe game 4, game 5, whatever. You need to mix it up, but I don't see a benefit to having him in the lineup right now. He doesn't look like an NHL defenseman. He will be. Next year, he'll play probably 80-some games with this team, north of 70. He'll be a part of this blue line for a while, but for right now, he doesn't help you win. So it sucks because a great guy, and it was a great story, but they overplayed him. He's overthinking things. He has no confidence. It's all that. You have to sit him for a game.
Jay?
I agree with Tyler. I think because his confidence is a bit shattered right now, just keeping and throwing him into the wolves, even if it's in insulated situations, like putting him on the PK, which is not that insulated. And clearly we're seeing Stuart Skinner's save percentage with Vinny on the ice on the PK situation. I think maybe it's best for him to maybe sit a game so he can collect himself.
Take a breath. Yeah.
Go back to Vinny, Winnie, Vinny. Go be that guy.
It's better for him, I think, to have a seat. Like, if you put him out there, so you put him out there on the PK, what happens when he makes that first mistake, right?
Like, he's done. He's done. Like exactly. Then he gets 3 goals against. Like, I worry. We gotta mitigate that risk right now as a player kind of just comes and finds his game again. Because, like I said, if he Vegas is fast, but if he keeps it simple, then he's okay. It's just the fact. There's a couple times, even LA was chasing him down. He's like trying to hold the puck and be patient. Like, you're not Chris Pronger, dude. You're not going to slow the play down around you because of your elite skill and people respect it. Like, just make the simple play, dude, and be that mean, nasty guy that we need you to be. And it's all good, but you're not that right now. So take a seat and just reflect. That's it. I love Vinny.
Put more speed in the forward group. Give Dylan Holloway a look here. He hasn't played in the NHL in a while, but I mean, I think Dylan Holloway could be a benefit to this team with the way he forechecks. And I also think, I mean, you brought up the point of, do you want to give Philip Broberg X amount of more minutes? I'm actually not even sure if it's that. I think it's going to be a lot of, no, you're leaning on probably Nurse, or you're leaning on Kulak more and flipping him to the right side, playing him a bit more with, Ekholm and Nurse, giving them more minutes. I don't think it's just as simple as like Vinny out, Broberg's got to play 16 minutes now.
No,
I think it's other
10.
guys.
Yeah.
No, we have him at like 10, 12 minutes.
I think Broberg can more than handle 10, 12 minutes if you play it right.
Looking at Twitter right now as we're recording, boys. DNB from The Athletic reporting no Matthias Janmark on the ice today. Not exactly surprising. Just what a horrible bit of luck for Janmark, hey?
Just, it was like the dull hush that came over the crowd at Greta was heartbreaking. It's just a tough play to watch.
Oh, man, just a simple, like, little brain
fart
there, right?
With his edge
footwork.
Yeah. I want to give credit to there was a couple Golden Knights fans that immediately realized it and started waving, which was amazing. But to TD4's like jumping over the boards, imagine it would have been amazing watching there in the game.
Yeah, TD almost got hit with a breakout pass there. He almost went in and had a look on Brossoit. He was on the ice so quick.
I thought the refs were going to give him a misconduct or something. Like they were talking to him while he was heading over there. But
the Golden Knight player waved him on the ice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think everyone saw the way Janmark tried to get up the first time, and it's usually players kind of know, like, whoop, okay, let's stop playing here.
Shout out to the lady that called a timeout in the stands too. That was big.
She threw up a T.
There was a lady who was like this in this crowd. It made me chuckle. Also, Matthias Yaremchuk's grandma liked my tweet last night, so that was big too.
Oh, well, I'm happy for you, Liam. I want to shout out Golden Knights fans for just being
nicer than Kings fans.
Way nicer.
Not even
not yelling at you.
Nobody came up and screamed in our faces and called us assholes and go back to Canada on game one. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, the people of Vegas a little bit more used to tourists, I think, is kind of the vibe here.
They were just honestly like we had after the game, you know, there was some playful back and forths like, oh, blah, blah, Vegas in 4. We heard of that a couple of times. But for the most part, we actually had some fun conversations with some Golden Knights fans.
Like, just make sure you guys are ready to yell shame tomorrow on the way out of the arena.
Do you know what? Actually, I wanted to comment on that. You could clearly hear the shame chants on the TV this time around. If anyone's still on that for us,
that's embarrassing.
How could you do such a horrible thing?
From class.
Marcus Niemelainen was skating with the main group today as well.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm good.
The other question that I want to get to before we dive into Ask the Idiots, boys.
Baggedmilk and Tyler.
You want us to elaborate on that?
Hey, I'm just speculating. That's all I'm saying.
Would a Niemelainen and Desharnais swap get you happy?
No,
not
overly.
Nope. In fact,
I'd rather have Devin Shore play defense, to be honest.
Ooh, how's his backward skating?
Hey, we used to like Niemelainen. Why the short memory on
he
him?
hasn't played in the NHL in 100 years, and this is not the situation to throw him back in.
Dylan Holloway hasn't.
Oh, no. Totally different. You
Dude,
guys
different?
Holloway played like almost 50 games this year and played up until like March. Marcus Niemelainen hasn't played since what, October?
Let's have a
look.
look.
Has he even played this year?
Yeah, you remember he turtled against Ekholm when we played Nashville and Puljujarvi fought that guy?
Right there. Bad for the room.
Well, now that we know Ekholm a little bit, I too would have turtled. So I actually understand that. He is a big Viking guy.
Hold on.
He didn't want to fight his future teammate.
You guys talk in October here.
His last game was January 7th. He played 3 minutes and 29 seconds.
And how many games on the year?
2 goals against?
You can't move the goalpost now.
He played 23, but I know what you're thinking.
How
many did he play the night before? 3 minutes and 6 seconds. So
what were his stats for those 3 minutes?
What was Skinner's save percentage?
Clean stat sheet?
Zeros across the board.
There you go. He's playing for the last 3 minutes. We're up by a goal.
Yeah.
Close it on out. It's easy.
It's big.
It's not even close to comparable to putting Dylan Holloway back in the lineup.
I'm such a huge fan of the fact that we're in 2 different rooms right now. There is definitely a war going on between rooms.
There is. I feel like it's us versus you guys in this Vegas hotel room back at the office. I don't like it. Dan, you did bring up Stu's save percentage. So another thing I noticed on socials yesterday, is there any appetite from anyone on this podcast for a goalie swap?
No.
No,
if
thank
you.
you.
Game 2, maybe.
Absolutely not.
No.
Like the only reason I would do it is just because of what I've seen from Saravalli and Daily Faceoff talking about this desire to keep putting the same guy in over and over again as being something that's not necessary.
I know people are going to say he's 5 goals, whatever, and look at his numbers. I can't sit there and say that we lost that game because of him.
No, I can't either.
No.
But
if the team played better, if the whole entire team had a better passing percentage, if the whole entire team played better last game, we wouldn't be talking about this about Skinner or Desharnais right now.
I don't know.
No.
Still Vinny, yeah.
A rebound off Stuart Skinner's pad in a drill hit Draisaitl directly in the face.
He went to the
dressing
room.
Well, last time Hyman got hit in the face was a goal for us, so maybe they're just practicing. They're
that
prepping.
just broke on Twitter via DNB Sports.
Oh, good.
Just like the puck may have broken Draisaitl's
That'll wake
face.
him up.
Yeah, to wake him up. And most importantly, I'm just worried about Leon's handsome face.
5 goals for Leon tomorrow.
It'll be okay.
Book it.
Oh, no. Rebound control.
He's
That'll
mad
be
now.
better.
How dare you, Liam?
Maybe he was directing it away from the net.
Maybe it was. Leon was just in his office behind the net.
We should ask if the puck. We should ask if the puck went in though, because that is important.
Yeah, probably did.
We are in Vegas, so we got to talk a little betting for our friends at Betway, provided that you are 19 plus and could do so responsibly. I am personally planning to manifest a win tomorrow.
Ooh-wee.
Game 1, the 3 of us, we did a squad bet over 3.5 Oilers goals.
Hitting that again.
Smoking it.
I'm also going to do Oilers. My favorite bet on Betway right now is Oilers to win over 5.5. I might get a little greedy, crank it up to 6.5. Leon over 1.5 points. Money in your jeans. Boys, what are you thinking for game 2?
Draisaitl over 1.5 points. And I'm trying to. I feel like Kane or Hyman will snap home a goal too. That's kind of.
If you can find one of those guys as a goal scorer, I think that's going to pay you real nice.
Kane or Hyman?
Yeah,
I'll take a peek on that way. I bet you could.
I knew guys who grabbed Leon as the next goal, the 6th goal. It was a profitable way for them.
Baggedmilk, I got 2 words for you for what I'm betting on tomorrow.
Hit me.
Face-off prop.
Hell yeah.
Went over to fit. No, I'm kidding. My 2 words are a puck line. The Oilers are covering it.
Anyone live bet did anybody live bet the comeback last game?
We tried.
I tried, but because I was on the T-Mobile Wi-Fi, I was.
Yeah, you have that issue. Yeah. Your phone was doing that last time we were there too, though. Your phone was doing that last time we were there.
Yeah.
I'm
you had me live bet it for you.
Oh, did I?
Oh yeah.
Oh, do I owe you money?
I don't know.
I mean, probably.
So how losing bets works?
You stole a couple of chips at the crap table when you weren't paying attention.
I'm unloading the clip on. I might delay. I might go half money line, puck line, but I'm just keeping it super simple tomorrow. I just want a good team game, so I don't care who scores, how it happens. Money line, a little puck line, sprinkle.
Connor shots, Leon shots.
Boosh shots.
Hungry?
No, Bush hasn't hit his shots for a couple of games now.
I know. I had Boosh with 2 points last game. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he was really profitable in the first couple of games against LA.
What about a Klim Shady birthday goal?
His birthday's today, though.
I know, but it's a birthday month, Rick.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
So.
Yeah, we all know that after your birthday, you get a full month afterwards. So
I think you get to choose whether it's like before the birthday, after, and maybe put your birthday right in the middle, so you get 2 weeks, then the birthday, then 2 weeks after.
I would assume Klim is a month after kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only is it going to be a Klim Shady birthday goal, but he's also celebrating Liam's birthday month, which is still continuing for another few weeks.
Yeah, till the 24th.
3 questions for Ask the Idiots, boys. We're going to go around the horn here. I'm going to start with Tyler, then I'm going to go through the office, then Jay. This one is, who's a player you hate for absolutely no reason other than the usual suspects? La Bamba guy hates Kucherov. I think he has a stupid face, and I don't enjoy looking at him. Tyler?
For a long time, I had a beef with Joe Pavelski, where I would never pick him in fantasy hockey pools just because I thought he looked too vanilla. I was like, I don't know, not my kind of guy. Good player, but for some reason, I just never liked picking him.
Okay.
I don't know why. I think he's a great player, but I had some sort of weird beef with him for a while. I think that's it for me. I don't know. I'm trying to think. The Kings are fresh in my mind, right? So I don't want to take Liam's answer here, but there are a handful of guys on the Kings I follow and others who would be on my list, but I have reasons to hate them. So
that's my issue right now.
Yeah.
So many reasons. 50 million.
Liam, who is a player you hate for no real reason?
Okay. For no real reason, but it kind of is a reason outside of, but he's never actually done anything, is Rasmus Anderson. I feel like he's never actually done something that's been I hate you for this. I just hate the look of him, and he drives me absolutely nuts. The player I hate the most, though, is Mark Scheifele. He is top of my list by a million miles.
Blake Wheeler's up on mine, too.
Damn,
you just
took 2 of mine.
Tyler just stole mine. It's Blake Wheeler. I don't know why. Every time I hear that guy talk, I just want to punch him. I just don't like him. Don't like Blake Wheeler.
Rick?
See, then my problem is I think I have a reason to hate everybody. And if you listen to me, if you give me enough airtime, I'll tell you exactly everything.
Okay, Bo Biram, go. Why do you hate him?
You know what? You nailed one with Rasmus Anderson there.
What has he ever done? Not really anything. He's just
he's always been a thorn in the side.
He wears red.
Anderson has been a cocky asshat.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but
he talks a lot while the Oilers play.
He got engaged and talk tough after the whistles. Who fed him his lunch? Was it Darnell Nurse?
We have the shirt.
So the guy can't back it up, and he goes and talks a big game. That's what the issue with Rasmus Anderson is.
That's fair.
No save Dave.
Oh, Dave Riddick.
But you have a reason, though.
Yeah, but we're not really kind of have reasons here. So no save Dave.
I straight up have no reason to hate Blake Wheeler. None
I'll just
whatsoever.
make up a reason.
No, but like think of there's got to be a guy out there where you just hear him talk and you're like, shut up.
See, if I said Kucherov, I'd be like, no, because everyone kept trying to force him into the Connor conversation. That's not right. That's not who he is.
Who do I hate? Maybe I just have a reason
Jay?
for everything.
Who's yours?
Jack Eichel.
Oh, I was kind of thinking him too a little bit.
I don't know why. Like, there's no reason to
He's
not
overrated.
Like,
that's why.
There's no reason
like,
to
he
hate
comes
him.
off as like an arrogant jackass.
Yeah, he's overrated.
You know,
And he gets butt hurt really easy, especially if you do the Connors better on him.
Also, he gets neck hurt real easy too.
He's got the attitude.
I've got two, and they're both on the Winnipeg Jets. Nick Ehlers, but again, it's just because he owns the Oilers so often. He always seems to score against them, so I guess I have a reason. And Neil Pionk, his name annoys me. The way he plays annoys me. I don't like Neil Pionk.
Bad
Well,
news
yeah, if we
for
go Winnipeg, then we'll just go back to the playoff series, and I'm sure I have something for everybody, especially that stupid Bud Light seltzer can in the stands because he was the only one allowed in there.
bad news for every NHL player. Liam is looking at a list of all professional athletes in ice hockey right now. So you might have a couple more names to add to the list.
All right, Liam, we've got 30 minutes to just run through that entire list. Let's go.
There's some random players on here, like Brian Benning is on this list for some reason. I'm gonna go. My next one would be Nathan McKinnon.
You hate him?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I
He's
hate Nathan
sneaky,
McKinnon.
He's way dirty, and nobody calls him out on it.
No, and
He whines a lot.
I think he's a
Oh,
little bit overrated too.
He's overrated. Come on.
He is. He has one 100-point season, and everyone acts like he's the best player in the league.
If what happens, I think is going to happen, then I have to thank him because he kept his contract at 12.5. I think therefore that's going to keep Leon's at a lower number, and Connor, well, that was going to be different anyways. But I think McKinnon actually is going to keep the salaries a little bit lower till the cap starts rolling here in a bit.
Question number 2, ask the idiots, which Oilers player from the 2000s would you pick up and place on the 2022-23 iteration of the roster to help us get through this playoff run? I'm selfish, so I'm going with Chris Pronger. Jay, you are up next.
Sorry, what is the question? You went so fast there.
Yeah. You got to take a Oilers player from the 2000s, and we're transplanting them on today's team.
Jason Smith.
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot of penalties.
Boys in the office. Liam, you're up.
Got a bit close on the mic there. I'll go Dwayne Rollerson. I feel like that'd be nice right now.
Ooh, a little rolling magic. Dan, what do you got?
You know what this team needs is some help on the wings. It's Mr. Alish Hemsky.
Oh, yeah, that'd be nice.
Ooh, I like that one, too. Rick?
Yarrow, we need some spot check right now.
Ooh, that is a deep cut.
Blast from the cannon.
Tyler?
I think the Oilers got to improve their puck moving from the blue line, so I'll go with Marc-Andre Bergeron.
Oh, how fucking dare you?
Take his microphone away right now.
I can't believe nobody said Fernando.
What, you want to add Andrew Ladd to the team too while you're at
Be a
it?
dumbass about
Nobody
it.
said Ryan Smith.
Who?
Yeah, okay, that's my pick.
Fernando?
We need some hearts. Like that's the thing. We're not that greasy right now. We gotta get greasy. We're the Oily
Yeah, gotta get
boys.
greasy.
16 goals from Fernando.
No, he was
Pisani.
in the 90s. It's on
We're
his
gonna
side.
last question for Ask the Idiots. Tyler, I'm back at you.
Eric Brewer?
What
Mark Messier.
Yeah.
would he count in the 90s? Yeah, or no?
Yeah.
I said 2000s.
2000s.
not 90s.
Doug Weight.
Yeah, but Sean Horkoff. Everybody loved him. Tyler, come back to you. What is the solution to the Oilers' 5-on-5 scoring woes?
God, I'm just a broken record with this one. It's the support guys in the top 6. Like, get rolling, boys. Let's go.
My answer will be you got to get greasier. You got to get to the front of the net. I talked about it on Oilers Nation every day the other day. Zach Hyman, you eat in front of the net, but I haven't seen you in the crease once, bro. Get greasy. I love garbage goals. There's nothing sexier to me than a garbage goal, and I want to see some of them in game 2. Rick, what is the solution for the 5-on-5 scoring woes?
Execution. From your passing to your shooting to your offensive zone coverage, your defensive zone coverage, you execute properly. This team can't stop you.
Liam?
Shooting, like the top guys got to shoot more. Like Hyman, Kane, and Nuge had combined for 3 shots in game 1. So I would say that, but I was gonna, my original answer was to kind of get greasy and get some sticks in some lanes and tip some pucks or dig at something.
Dan?
I would just like to see them establish play in the offensive zone and keep it there for a bit. So not just bursts here and there of McDavid and Draisaitl's line holding them in, but, you know, the Derek Ryan shift against the LA Kings kind of thing where your bottom 6 is just holding them down there and making them work for the puck for a little bit. And then you're going to start to see the opportunities start to open up for you. So offensive pressure.
Jay, what's the answer to the 5-on-5 scoring woes?
Like, what else is there left to say?
Score goals.
I guess,
Sucks going last.
If you look at game one, like it wasn't until we decided to like wake up in the final minutes, like we weren't getting that many shots. So it's shelling LB.
Yes.
100%. The Oilers had, what was it, like 3 shots on goal towards the end of the first period. That cannot happen.
Yeah, it was 8 shots total, but it was 4 with like 16 minutes in. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Awful. So we need more shots on LB. It's not like he was so dialed in that he was unbeatable, you know?
No, we beat ourselves again like we do so often.
Game 2, a viewing party at Greta. I want you to go in and book a table. So go to gretabar.com/book. gretabar.com/book. Get yourself a table. It is going to be slammed in there for a game 2 on a Saturday. Producer Aaron's going to be on the mic. We're going to have a bunch of stuff to give away. gretabar.com/book.
And now let's pause for an ad.
And now that we are back from the ad, I have some news.
Go ahead, Liam.
Ryan Richard reported that Dylan Holloway is skating with the Aces and not the main group, which would probably indicate
He's not playing.
probably not going to play tomorrow.
So who
Devin
was skating
Shore-
with the main group, Liam?
Adam?
Who was skating with the main group?
Nemo.
Devin Score
Oh,
and
Nemo.
Niemelainen. And I got my Devin Score jersey yesterday, so this could be big for me.
I did see that. I was very happy for you when I saw that you holding up, beaming almost as you're holding up that Devon Score jersey.
Yeah.
Who does everybody think? How do you feel that what do we do with the lineup here tomorrow? I think it's just Janmark out, Ryan in.
I got a
So-
feeling that's what it'll be too.
DNB, again, from The Athletic, just tweeted out the lines at practice anyway are Kane, McDavid, Draisaitl, Nuge, Bukestad, Hyman, Fogle, McLeod, Ryan, Costin, Shore, Yamamoto.
That seems about right.
Yeah, then you drop Shore, you run those 2 as the and you keep running 7. The way I see it, anyways.
It seems like that's what's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I would bet you're probably right, Rick.
Yeah, I think after and I get why everyone's down, and I get it, but I think after one loss, I don't think you can overreact. I think you got to get back to it and go, hey guys, as a team, as 18, 20, 22 guys, get out there and fix this.
Yeah, we need some small adjustments. We're not burning the house down here.
No, it's adjustments from within.
Let's wrap up the podcast with some hot and cold performers. We look back at the last 7 days of our lives and just wrap it up. We start with our veggies first, though, Tyler. We always do. Your cold performer of the week.
My cold performer of the week, BM, is going to go to...
You're going to want to pot up those buttons, too.
Yeah,
We're going to have another Liam situation where we're just got blank space.
All right, so mine is my performance individually at the blackjack table so far.
I'm upset.
Explanation, please.
Buddy,
I am down
he's
money.
getting murdered.
It's wild to watch.
Tyler is just straight up. He may as well just go up to a table and give them his money and walk away.
It's like not even lasting a long time either. Like I sit down.
Clark Griswold in Vegas Vacation style.
Really is.
It's brutal. It's terrible, man. I don't know what to do, but I do know.
Changing 100.
Yeah, it's exactly what it was. Back to the well.
But
Rick, you're up. Your cold performer of the week.
You know what? After this one, it has to just be the performance as a whole from the team on Wednesday. You can't do that. It's game 1. You guys had an opportunity to grab this team by the neck, and they chose not to. So it's going to go to everybody wearing the colors there on Wednesday.
What the hell is going on?
Liam?
I can't really think of one. I'll go with one that's actually pretty real, but like these forest fires are not good, and it'd be nice to have some rain.
Button's still going though. Oh, there we go. Nation Dan, your cold performer of the week.
Really risking the pro fire quadrant listeners to not listen to us anymore, right? But anyways, my cold performer of the week is going to go. It's an old one. It's going to go to my internet provider and my cable for going down an hour before Game 6, and I had to listen to Game 6 on the radio, which wasn't the worst thing in the world, but felt like I was back in.
Tell them the company.
Tell us.
No.
Tell us, really.
We need them to sponsor us, maybe.
Here's your button.
Tell you. Tell us.
I'm not.
Rick or Jay, your cold performer of the week.
The NHL scheduling department
Oh, yeah.
for doing what they're doing and having us go through what we have to go through.
Boy.
Fair.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Cold performer of the week for me is I'm going to be a little gentle. I pump his tires, and I have for 12 years now, but he needs a little spank on the bum because we need Ryan Nugent-Hopkins to get going. 0 goals through 7 playoff games. Buddy, we know you got it in you. You got that sexy wrister. I just want to see you use it. Let's go, Nuge.
That's a joke. That's an absolute joke is what it is.
I got spanked.
Whoa.
Yes, you did. By the way, yesterday, so
Sound clip
Whoa,
back.
okay, hold on.
think
Is
that
this
we were gonna
in the room or outside the room? We
I
got
didn't think he was going to bring this up. So we were just walking down the strip. We were going to get a beer. We were walking down this kind of like back path where there's some cool little patios and shit. We were going to just post up and watch the world go by. And you know those girls that are always on the strip asking you for pictures and stuff?
Yes.
These ones were dressed like cops. And I was the first in our line of walking. So they looked at me like, which one of you boys is the bad boy? So I just went, Tyler. And as he was walking by, she whipped him on the ass. And I think it unlocked like a new core thing for Tyler because he got real excited.
Oh God, it was an
That's the
interesting
city to be in.
Me, like hard. I feel like I could have like
She
taken
could
that to
tell
the
you.
Look at
authority.
that smile, though.
Oh,
Well,
man.
you should have seen him yesterday. Like, I'm surprised he didn't immediately FaceTime Amber and tell her to go buy supplies for when he gets home.
Oh, you keep an eye on his carry-on.
Oh, boy.
Let's wrap up the podcast with our positives. Jay, you're up first. You're hot performer of the week.
Well, I want to say 2.
Sure. Liam says 15 sometimes, so go for it.
Okay. Well, first of all, our boy on night 1 rolling the dice.
Oh my
back
goodness.
last night too, but we
He
couldn't
was
get
back
in.
last night, but we couldn't get onto the table because it was packed, probably because he was dealing again. And the second one, AMA Travel for making the flight changes. A very simple situation for us, especially after we meet with other people here and hear their horror stories. Thank you, AMA Travel.
I can't believe it!
Liam, you're up. Your hot performer of the week.
Well, as you guys know, last week I finished Game of Thrones,
Yes.
which was my cold performer of the week of how piss poor season 8 was.
The writers.
The writers,
It
yes.
could have been 16 episodes.
Oh, it could have been anything else to what it was, to be honest. But I now have a new show, and it's fantastic. I've recently been watching Castle. What a show with Nathan Fillion, the Edmonton boy. It's
Yeah.
been great. So my hot performer of the week is Castle.
I also drink a beer at Rogers Place, and I get crazy.
Nation Dan, you're next up. Your hot performer of the week.
My hot performer of the week is going to go to everybody at Greta. It's just been an absolute blast being able to watch hockey again with Oiler fans. Just an absolute great time. Can't wait to have everybody out Saturday night, tomorrow night for Greta watch party away games.
Afternoon.
Wow.
Greta,
Friday, baby! Yeah, let's celebrate Friday! Woo!
GretaBar.com/book if you want to get a reservation for game 2. Rick, your hot performer of the week.
It has to be Leon, man. That guy is best player in the world right now, hands down. Not much more to be said after that.
Put some respect on my name.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Ty Guy, your hot performer of the week.
The lady that spanked me.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
My hot performer of the week
He's
is
still giddy about it.
It brought back the memories for him.
So funny.
I swear, she unlocked something in Tyler that was deep inside him that he didn't even know was there.
Got added to the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're adding it to
I'm
the
laughing.
list. Jay and I are developing a list on Tyler. We're really getting to know his core
He
functions.
lost his mind at medieval times last night.
He really did.
Like literally lost
I
his
started
mind.
crying.
It's just such a good show.
It is.
Wait, you didn't? I thought they said you didn't like it. So were you crying because you didn't want to be there?
No, I was just crying because I was so caught up in the moment. It was beautiful.
Ah, yes.
Hot performer of the week is the Tournament of Kings. Huzzah!
Huzzah!
I can't
Just
believe
say
it!
I think I
Tyler.
played the same button.
Where
twice.
did that?
Now
Yeah,
take a
sorry.
sip.
One sec.
They've done studies,
And then you take a sip.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Then you take a sip.
Mm-hmm.
And then go, just like the king.
It was great. Also, I bought a sword. I've spent $8 on way dumber things. So we're going to see where this sword takes us for the rest of the night.
Why not?
It's like the new blue check mark.
Has Tyler asked you to whip him with it yet?
I feel like it's coming.
Hey, yo.
I feel like it's coming. For our friends at Greta, Boston Pizza, AMA Travel, and Betway, and Oodle Noodle, Another episode of Oilers Nation Radio is in the books. We're going to do a score prediction. That's what we end off this podcast. We got a 4-2 win coming tomorrow night. It's Saturday. Tyler?
6-2 Oilers.
Rick?
5-2. Big dub.
Leon?
6-3 Edmonton Oilers. Hyman and Kane get on the board, and a Klim Shady birthday month goal too.
Nation Dan?
3-zip Oilers.
Hell yeah, Jay.
Well, 3 of my scores have been taken. I'm going to go 6-3. I think that has not been taken.
No, it has been. That's
I took that one.
Definitely took that one.
6-2. 6-2 then.
okay. I also took that one.
Shit. 5-1.
Rick
There you
said
go.
that.
No, I said 5-2. I said 5-2.
Hey.
There you have it. Oilers Nation Radio is wrapping up in the books. Have a great weekend, everybody. Go Oilers.